always smash that like button, definitely subscribe, and always share this with your buddies so we can bring you these great boat builds. Thanks, guys. Now let's get into the project.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Brent Bridgman, and you are watching the JFL Boat Build Series from Lewis Smith Lake. Yeah, the views changed a little bit. Well, so the bad news is my new Challenger decided that it wanted to break its own driveline. So I am actually in a 2024 GMC Denali Ultimate. And when I say ultimate, this thing is actually ultimate. This truck listed roughly right around close to $100,000. It only has 8,744 miles. I took it in trade. Those of you that don't know, I'm a full-time car salesman, but also I'm trying to build my Ranger bass boat so I can retire and go on the Bassmaster Opens. This truck is for sale. Was 77, now it's 75, 851. If anybody's interested in this truck before I buy it, please get a hold of me. You can message me in the comments. I'm here in Jasper, Alabama. I'll give you a great deal, and plus it'll help me put the money toward the boat. So anyway, today is 36 degrees, so we're not going to be doing any resin stuff, but what we are going to do is we're going to look at a shop. This is the building I went and looked at. The owners of the building didn't want me filming. All they did was let me take a picture of the building. This thing is listed for $95,000 in Carbon Hill, and it's just too far out for me. We're going to look at a different piece of property. I've got some good news coming up. I can't reveal it yet. I don't want to botch the deal. But we possibly have a house that we're going to try to buy. It has a 30 by 40 shop and some outbuildings, and it's got a good piece of land. So let's cross our fingers for that. But right now I'm going to look at a 60 by 80 shop that has an apartment in it as a backup plan. This is a little different spin. It's too cold to do resin work on the Ranger today. We're going to get some pajama material. Now you say, Brent, why are you getting pajama material? You don't wear pajamas, right? No. So pajama material, when I was building audio boxes for woofers at a stereo shop, doing fiberglass work, you can take that pajama material and form it any shape that you want by manipulating it with wire or wood structures or things like that. What we're going to do is, since our console's got that round contour, we want to be able to, after we're done cutting, we're going to bring some of that pajama material in there, and then when you add resin to that pajama material, it becomes solid fiberglass. And then you can add your chop strand mat to that, or any other type of layers that you want to. So today's going to be a different type of show, but we're still doing the boat build series. We're just going to touch on some of the product that we use and some of the behind the scenes stuff that goes into making a YouTube channel. Because let me tell you, it's been 2 weeks since we posted because we had hail, we had ice, and we had rain. And every day, I only have Sunday, Mondays off. I don't have tomorrow off because I have Wednesday off for Christmas. Life as a car salesman, you only have Christmas Day off and Thanksgiving Day off. But that's the life we choose. If you want to live on the lake or buy houses or go bass fishing or have a drug problem, you're going to have to, not that I have a drug problem, I'm just saying, the most expensive things in life, if you want fast, quick money, you should be a car salesperson. It takes zero effort. You just learn about cars, and the great thing is I know everything about cars. So you don't have to have a college degree or anything. In fact, we're hiring 3 salespeople down at Bill Penny and Jasper. If anybody's interested in selling cars, we will train you. Cars kind of sell themselves these days. But anyhow, let's get into the project. We're going to head down the highway, go look at this shop. I'll include a little bit of footage on here. And then maybe we'll shoot some footage inside the fabric shop showing us buying a little bit of fabric so we can use it to do the fiberglass manipulation on this console. So thanks for joining me. Let's get into the project. Okay guys, so it's a week later since I was sitting in the GMC. What I've done here this morning is, man, it was a rough night. I stayed up till 3:30 a.m. till the tornado weather and wall cloud passed by here. But anyway, we're okay now. So this is one of the pieces that came out of the dash over here on this side. It sat here, actually about right there. Anyway, we've got a gap here on the side that's about 4 inches tall. And what we want to do is this back where it belongs. So we'll get it back where it belongs, and we're also going to make sure that this piece will be used for the new extension into the dashboard, and we'll make something custom here and we'll go over that. What I did this morning is the bottom of this will stay put. So we'll be running a cut line 1/2 inch up, 1/2 inch all the way over to right here, and then we're going to run a straight line just like this. And what that does is we keep this curve, and this curve, and when we take the pajama material, which we already picked up, I'll be showing that to you soon, this will be an easy transition for the pajama material. And then on the sides we'll have very minimum. We have a very minimum line here. So we'll have a little bit of fill here and a little bit of fill here just to smooth it out. Then we're going to cut this nodule, and we've got to move this nodule down because the windshield needs to come down about 4.5 inches. So this piece will actually sit down here where it says Comanche, where it used to say Comanche. So we'll move that down, then the windshield will fit, and then we'll have to, of course, we're going to take this with the nodule because this is the original hole, and then the clips fit in here. So we're actually going to take this, move it down here because this is what fits the windshield. All right, so we'll actually take that whole piece. In fact, what I might do is where the windshield used to sit, since that's the contour of the windshield, we may just take that whole piece. So we'll come up here, cut right where the windshield was, or just barely right behind it, right like that, and then move that whole piece down. We'll leave the top here, so we'll leave this piece and we'll come down like this, or we'll leave this piece, cut across here, and then we'll flare out this way maybe, and then cut this piece in. So this will look like a bird. We'll move this down, so we'll take out a section here, right across there, so the windshield's just a 1/4 inch off the bottom. What it does is we want to keep the factory location of the console that's going to be fiberglass here. Once we adhere that to the insert, this piece can stay where it's at, and then we can glass from the inside this whole unit while it sits still with just these little pieces. Then we'll unbolt this and then we'll glass the whole underside. We'll tape this side off, and then we'll have a solid console that fits right back in this location. And then so this will be level with the side, this will fit originally where it belonged, and this piece will be part of this. We'll do most of the construction on the inside of this piece, which means we'll be disassembling this, taking it out of the boat, and then once we fiberglass the underside, it makes it super strong. Then we'll address the second set of holes for the windshield. So that's what we're going to get on. Today it's a little cold, it's 59 degrees. What we are going to do though is we're going to cut this, and we're going to cut this area, and then we're going to cut this over here so it fits. So today our goal is to fit this piece and this piece with the original location in the boat. Then what we'll try to do, if we have time and weather permitting, like I said, right now it's raining, not raining, so I took a little bit of time. We need to get an episode released, so I'm out here trying to film in between the rain and the wind. So let's get to cutting. We're going to cut this, we'll do a time lapse, and then when I'm done I'll show you this piece and how this piece is going to fit where it belongs, and how this piece will make fit after we move this piece. So we've got a lot to do, a lot of cutting. Probably not any fiberglass today because it's too cold, but at least we'll get the parts cut out and we can piece it together so I can show you exactly what we're talking about and how to get to that point. Thank you for tuning in to the JFL Boat Build Series. I'm Brent Bridgman. Let's get into it. Have to get the tool. don't want to have to stress how much you should really be careful with those cut off wheels. I almost lost this whole finger. In fact, I got a scar right here, runs all the way up here. I had 7 stitches, went right in the groove there and cut down to the bone. In fact, there's a groove in my knuckle. But you gotta be very careful with that. Very, very, very careful. All right, so what we're trying to do is get this piece out, which should come out now. Yeah, it's coming out now. Let's get this board off of here. All right, okay, so I know this is gonna look weird, but what that's done is it has made it so this can go back to its stock location. All right. So now this can go back to its original location. Hang on. This has to go under here. Under here. It's behind there. All right. So that's going right there. We're gonna have to do some grinding right here where we did that fiberglass repair. Once we get this all ground down over there, and then this should sit where it's supposed to, which is there. And once we get it all ground down, then we can move this piece down. But until I get everything, what I want to do is, now that this is loose, see, now I can fiberglass this piece to the underside structure right here, this piece. And then I can cut this loose and move it down, because then this will be in its factory location. All right, so we'll do that. We won't be doing any fiberglass today, but what it is now that this piece, after this is moved down, then this will go back in. This piece will go back in here after this nodule is moved down. And then we'll have a little bit of fill here, a little bit of fill in this corner. Because see how this fits? I just got to trim right here. Trim that piece so it fits. And this will go back down in here after that's trimmed. And it makes it so we can connect these two. And this may completely come off, to be honest. This whole section could come out, because I got to run the pajama material between here and here. And we'll be back to our contour. So that's that piece. And then that's held in by a screw. But the theory is now this is fitting right back where it's supposed to be. This is where it was, you know. And then this piece will be like this. In fact, I'll put that there like that. What we're going to do is leave it down here. So we'll screw that in. And then I'll move that piece up. So that little dog ear is actually going to come off. So let's do that now. That's actually going to come off. Let me cut that now. I'll get in the boat to cut that one. Okay. All right, so what that did is it makes this back in its stock location. Let me move the camera. It leaves it where this is in its stock location. And that's the main thing. And then we can make the console fit. Hang on. Let me grab that piece real quick that we just cut. So now I could come off of there and then come up to the factory thing here, see? And I'll cut a little off that corner. That way this line, see this little rib here and this rib here? It's a little rib. So I can line that up and then cut the bottom off so it fits right here. Then I got a little bit of fill with pajama material here, and then we'll have a big roll under here to make that dash smooth. But once this is, see, you want that sitting in its original location. So I kept this rib and where it screws into this bottom piece here, and then we just add this piece, right? And then we add the cutout piece, right? And so naturally this is going to be up this way because we're actually moving that. And then we put that other piece in. So, but yeah, it rained a lot here. See that? That's all water in that where the oil lines are. In fact, I should probably dump that out. So the oil don't spill on the sea deck. Okay, so we got that cut out the way we wanted to. And what we'll do is we'll throw a screw back in this piece when we start fiberglassing. And then we'll make sure that side over there is lined up. And then we can do the fiberglass work where this unit is fiberglassed to this base underneath, okay? I still need to check this angle because this angle might be wrong on the dashboard. All right, so we got a small issue over here. Got some fitment issues, but shouldn't be that big of a deal. We're gonna find out real quick. Gotta put this piece back where it belongs, which is somewhere in here. So what I'm gonna try to do is tape the top of this. This is just packing tape. Packing tape is pretty strong, especially if multiple layers. What we're doing here is I want to get this fit real quick so we can get some fiberglass on the back side of it. So we'll have to unscrew this piece, and then I can work the fiberglass when it's inside. So what I'll do is where the fiberglass is down here cracked, that's where we'll do the fiberglass. The top we'll fiberglass after, because right now it's real loose. So I'm just trying to make that fit real quick. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use a popsicle stick. Actually, it's not a popsicle stick. It's actually like a doctor's stick. You get them in a pack at Walmart in the arts and crafts section. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it across here, and then we'll tape it so it'll add some strength to that area and keep that straight. So we'll put it back into place right here, and then we'll run that tape just like that. So for the point of this, we'll put as much tape as possible here. And it's just going to help hold that, make it strong. And if I do it right, I'll be able to fiberglass the bottom of this the way it needs to be fiberglassed. That already added a ton of strength. This packing tape is phenomenal. Here on the back side, just run that packing tape. What it did was this dash piece used to be way down here. And what we're going to do is we're relocating it it's still part of the original dash. If you see this, bring the dash in here. The original dash will still fit in its original position because I just put this right back where it belongs. So that'll fit it nice and neat. And then I'll modify this edge to fit the boat, and then the pajama material will come in here nice and neat, and we'll get all of our see, this whole ear gets cut off, and I'll smooth it to where it fits the side of the boat where it looks like it's just factory. But the main thing is I want this to be in its original position so we can put all this back together. It needs to go forward like that. So what I'll do now is, now that it's here, I'm going to tape the dash to this, and then that way when we fiberglass the backside, it's in its original position. After it's in its original position, then, see that? I'm going all the way under. Alright. So what that does is that keeps this back in its original spot. And I'll fiberglass the bottom side on the inside. And if I can, I'll try to fit some upside. What it does is it gives me the original position of this. And then after it's dry, I come in here and cut this so this piece isn't sticking up anymore. I'll cut this round, and then I'll add a nice round piece to the backside with that pajama material back into the contour. So I'm going to pull this side down when I do it, when we do this piece, because see, this side's sitting up too high. It'll be more like here. So about right here, about this midsection is where this will be. The original switches that are coming from my brother, the switches and the brain are coming. They fit right back in this original hole. So now I've got this nice and neat, and then I'll make these holes nice, make this nice so that the switch buttons will bolt back in here. And then when I'm done here, I'll come in with a fancy piece here that bolts nice and neat right here so it looks factory. And then this piece will come down a little bit right here with something decorative so you don't see all this ugly framing. It'll just come down a little bit, like say 2 inches. It'll just be decorative. This console is going to be all white, just like the seat panel will be white. Break up the red in this interior. But this is how we get it in its factory location. And that's where we want it to fit. And like I said, that packing tape is your friend. So even right here, we're going to run a piece of tape around here to make this nice and tight, so when we fiberglass it, it's nice and snug. See, that's nice and snug now. That's where we want it. Alright. So I'm going to unscrew that. And then we'll try to fiberglass that. The sun has come out, so we're going to try and fiberglass this piece for sure. That way this part of the dash is fixed. And what I mean by fixed is just so it's what I mean is this area where the switches mount, this needs to be solid. So I'm taking the factory location because it was split in half, and we're moving it. Come on, now this is in my way. But it'll all fit together. It's just like a big puzzle piece. But this is the fun part. Actually, the fun part is when we get it done and we're on the lake. That's the fun part. But still, I'll have more respect for this boat because we built it. We built it all together, you know what I mean? So the back of this is rough. So we're going to come right in here, and I'm going to still try to fiberglass this piece, because if I take a blade here, let me run some more tape. Because if I can fiberglass the top of that as well, Let's see, let's wrap this around here. All right, so that's there, and we want to tape underneath here so it doesn't get all over the place. We're gonna try and be as nice as we can be there. Let's get some rough paper. One of these discs. We want to scuff this up a little bit. So after we get the back side of this, then we can pull the dash off and then fiberglass the front side of it just a little bit. Because I want to expose that section so we can put the fiberglass in there. It's awfully cold. I don't think we're going to be able to pull this off, guys. But we're going to try and get a little bit here, because we need to fix that. If we can get that fixed, then at least I know the dash section is partially fixed. So that'll be good. Okay. I think that's enough to do it, actually. Okay, let's get some resin. Like I said, it's not going to take much. So for part of this, I'm going to take that and throw it in there. Because for this one hole, you can just throw that in there. Come on. I want to use this piece here. All right. And then take that and put it in here where that big piece is missing. That'll be perfect for in there. Like I said, I just want enough in there to where I can get to the front side of it after this cures. And that should hold up pretty good, actually. Somebody's fishing. I wouldn't be fishing today. It's too cold. All right. Put the rest of this in there. So we're going to check it for sure. But like I said, we're going to move this after this is all glassed and solid in here. Then I can move the nodule and this piece that holds the windshield. I can move it down. See this right here? This edge will end up right on here. So we're moving that down a good 3.5 inches. So the windshield will still bolt to its original thing, and the nodule will fit the windshield like it used to. We're just moving it down and forward. So, but yeah, that's it for today. And I know it looks like a mess. We got a bunch of cut pieces, but when we start putting it all back together, I promise it'll all start making sense. But anyway, tune in hopefully next weekend when we start fiberglassing this thing together. And thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Subscribing is free. Please pass this along and share it. We'd like to grow this channel so we can do more work on other boats even after this boat. And I'm super excited to get on the Bassmaster Opens for the 2026 season. And this is the boat we're actually going to take to it. So thanks for joining me. As you can see over here, we're going to have to make a special custom piece on the side there, but you guys are going to watch it all come together real quick, real easy, and you'll be thoroughly impressed with the work, and it's actually a lot of fun. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys soon, Any comments or questions or answers, just leave it in the comments. I'll leave it wide open. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. I'm out.
You can join Brent at TikTok at Just Fish Lures.
Thank you.